Hey, what's up everybody, it's Gavin here, and today we are back with Katawa Shoujo. And this is episode 2. So, last off, we left off with us waking up in the hospital, and the doctor said that we aren't allowed to go to regular school. We need to go to a disability school. And he went on and talked about how he has a friend that went there. So yeah, now we are at the gates. It looks like the gates of the campus so far. Let's get right into this. The gate looked far too pompous for what it was. In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one especially so. Red bricks, black wrought iron and gray plaster assembled into a whole that didn't feel welcoming at all. I wonder if it looked like what a gate for a school should look like, but couldn't really decide. Probably no. Of course, I didn't want to get stuck on thinking about the gate for too long, so I entered through it with a brisk pace that felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good, so he seems to be okay right now. I feel like later on in the future, though, we're going to have to be sent back to the hospital or something because of our heart condition again. So I walked towards the main building of Yamaku Academy with this brisk pace. I am alone, as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. It doesn't feel like the kind of grounds a school would have, more like a park, with a clean walkway going past trees and the smell of fresh cut grass and all other park-like things. This sounds like a nice place. It looks like a nice place from here. Words like clean and hygienic pop into my mind. It makes me shudder. I shake them off. Stay open-minded now. It's your new life. You have to take it as it comes. That's what I tell myself. A few big buildings loom behind the leafy canopies, too big and too many for just a school. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley. Even though I was told this is my new school, in the back of my head, it doesn't feel like one. I wonder if the feeling is real or caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone else here. It's kinda eerie. It makes me wish there was somebody here so I can anchor myself to them tangible instead of having this feeling when I stepped into another dimension. No, this feeling that I stepped into another dimension. The trees hum with the wind and the green hues flashing all around me catch my attention. It makes me think about hospitals again. How they say that the operating rooms are painted green because green is a calming color. Is green a calming color? I guess so. So why am I feeling so anxious despite all this greenery? Only after I stand in front of the haughty main building, I surprise myself by realizing why the gate bothered me. It was a last chance I had to turn back. Even if I had no life I could return to. But still, after entering, there was absolutely no way I could go back anymore. Feeling nervous and with this realization set in my head, I opened the front door. A tall man with bad posture notices me as I enter. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical. You must be Niki? Nakai? So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom and science teacher. My name is Muto. Muto? Welcome. We exchange a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy, and he looks at his watch. The head nurse asked you for a brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now. Oh. Should I go later? Yes, afternoon is probably fine. We should get going and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already. Waiting for me? I don't really like being the center of attention, but I guess it's inevitable. Inevitable and inevitable. I cannot speak English. In a situation like this, somehow, not knowing what is waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Thinking of this, I almost miss what the teacher is saying. Do you want to introduce yourself to this class? Oh, I get to make a choice. This game choices really matter. Do I want to be that quiet guy that sits in the back? Oh. You know what? I'm gonna just be open with myself. Yeah, of course. Yeah, sure. I mean, isn't that normal? Of course. Excuse me. But not everyone likes to be at the center of attention. I'm probably one of those people. But I guess I should be the one to give the first impression of myself. Right. But it's no problem. Let's go then. My heart is pounding in my chest, and it keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third door down the third floor corridor is marked as the classroom for class 3-3. Mutao opens the door and enters. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late again. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Ah, get a grip. This is a big step, I know that. But there isn't any point to worrying so much about it. At least not this soon. I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around, partially so I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. Oh, everybody here looks pretty nice. This girl over here looks very shy, like she's trying to hide. She's trying to hide from us. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is usually high, and there's lots of space left over around in between the desks. An entire wall taken up by blackboards and the high, old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The students' desks are just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient. I stop walking in front of the class and face the other students. They all look normal, like students in any other school. But then, why would they be here? They're probably like me and have something wrong with them, only it's just not immediately obvious. And I noticed that one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb of her right hand. It's a little jarring. Jarring? Who's missing their hand? This guy's missing an ear. I'm guessing she's missing an eye. I'm guessing she's missing a hand or the thumb. I have no idea. I can't really tell by everyone. She has no legs. Despite the natural tendency to listen when someone's talking about you, I tune out the teacher, speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. I notice a flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me, a girl with really long straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hands as if it will make her invisible. Well, it's probably that girl in the back over here that we can't see. There is one boy with a cane leaning against the locker at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Look at this guy back here. He's just sleeping the day away. Maybe that's his thing. He has like, what is that thing that people fall asleep with? Narcolepsy. Yeah. But then, no, I don't know. Narcolepsy is a disability because then you just fall asleep whenever. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motions. Sign language. She peers at me over the rims of her glasses, then goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kind of cute. So is the cheery-looking girl with the pink hair sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her the moment I walked in. Please, welcome our newest classmate. He claps his hands and so does everyone else, except one girl in the first row who has only one hand. I cringe a little, but hide it by bowing in thanks for this applause I did not deserve. Man, she is. See, I knew that girl over here. I don't know. I think it's the girl right here. She has no hand. A collective silence tells me that I should open my mouth now. So, I'm Hisao Nakai. And after that, my hobbies are reading and soccer. I hope to get along with everyone, even though I'm a new student. And after that, I'm being so boring. This is exactly like every self-introduction ever. I should say something more exciting. I don't know if you want to do that, man. I end up saying nothing, and the teacher picks up from there. Everyone seems to be satisfied, even with what little I said. Though a few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. It could have gone worse. I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently. And when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. The first row girl claps on this round with her one hand against her other wrist that ends in a bandaged stump. How did she lose her hand? It makes me feel a little bad. We're going to be doing some group work today, so that I'll give you a chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? Yeah, it's fine with me. That's good. You can work with Hakamichi. She's the class representative. She can explain anything you might want to know, and who else would be able to do that better, right? How could I know? The teacher passes out the day's assignment and announces that we will be working in groups of 3. It hits me that I don't know who Hakamichi is. Slow. The teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Oh, right. Hakamichi is right there. Shizun Hakamichi. Sorry. I have no idea how to speak Japanese. As he calls out her name, the cute, bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and gold eyes waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. She's cute. Hey, I guess you're Hakamichi, right? It's nice to meet you. Ha ha ha. Gosh. What? I'm caught off guard by her laughter. It's nice to meet you too. But I'm not Hakamichi. I'm Misha. This is Hakamichi. Shikahan. Oh, she's nice. Giggling, Misha points to the girl next to her, the one I saw using sign language before. It looks like she has been staring at me this whole time. She nods once nonchalantly to show that she acknowledged my presence, but only barely. She has short, yet carefully, neatly brushed hair, a pair of oval-shaped glasses balanced on the tip of a dainty nose, a dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. It's nice to meet you. She immediately looks at Misha, who smiles and makes a few quick gestures with her hands. Hakamichi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. I start to wonder if the teacher was messing with me, saying things like, "You'll be able to talk to people, and who better to explain things to you?" I can see you're a little confused, right? Right? But I understand why you would. Think I was Shikan? Shikan is deaf, so I'm the person who translates things back and forth for her. I'm like an interpreter. She says it's nice to meet you, too.
You're the new student, aren't you? Well, Shikan, of course, he is. If he if he wasn't, he would have been standing up there for no reason, right? Right? He seems like a very interesting person, doesn't he? We knew there was going to be a new student, but we didn't know you would be here today so soon. He-chan, right?
He-chan?
Yep, it fits, doesn't it?
Did I say it out loud? It's just a surprise. I've never liked that nickname. I don't really see how.
It fits. You look just like I imagined. Ha ha ha. Yeah, you look just like a He-chan.
He-chan? I don't know. I wonder why everyone seems to think so. Hakamichi taps her fingers on the desk to get Misha's attention. They gesture back and forth to each other's excitedly, their hands a blur. Misha seems a little overwhelmed.
Sorry about that. Shikan wants you to know that she's the class rep, so if there's anything you need to know, you can feel free to ask her. Do you like the school so far? We can show you around a little if you haven't had the time to walk around and familiarize yourself with it.
Misha stumbles with the hard word a bit, making it stick out in her otherwise fluid translation. Thanks, that would be pretty helpful. Yeah, I just kind of came straight to class today.
Ha 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 ha. That's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can about where you're going before you go there. Not just with school either. Always, even if it's a trip to the convenience store? Really? Shikan? Ha 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 ha.
My goodness, guys, it's hard to do in the voice. Learn about where you're going. I guess I didn't bother to do that, or just didn't care enough to do so. I didn't look forward to this, even if I committed myself to go along with it, half-assedly. But anyway, I don't say anything, and Misha signs something that ends in a shrug. What was that? It seems like it was about me. I feel like slumping over in my seat. Both of them are smiling, but that shrug hit me unexpectedly deeply.
You look down. Are you okay? Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things, by asking. Asking for help is perfectly normal. As much as needing help, stop looking like you just failed a test. Wahaha!
Alright. This girl's nice, but this girl's like really... Her voice hurts me.
Ah, and another thing. You don't have to call Shikan something so formal like Hakamichi or class rep all the time. Just call her Shikan.
Oh, her name is Shizun. Shizun? Sune? Shizun? I don't know.
Ah, okay. Maybe that's too casual. Maybe Shizun would be more appropriate.
Oh, that's what I said.
Yep. Shizun is fine.
Okay, that would be a lot easier for me. I feel a lot more at ease. Both of them so friendly, so I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier. Especially about Shizun, who I assume would be all business. Well, she still seems like that, just less so, I guess.
Huh? Oh, right. We haven't even touched the assignment. We should start work now, or Shikan will get mad.
The assignment is also kind of long, so we should start now, if we want to finish it before the end of class.
Wahaha, that too.
Shizun glares at the two of us impatiently. I don't need to know sign language to understand that. Okay, I get the message.
After class, we can talk.
My goodness, sorry.
After class, we can take a walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day today, okay?
The assignment is actually very challenging to get through, combining aspects of being both difficult and unnecessarily long. Still, we finished it in a few minutes. It's a few minutes earlier than anyone else in the class. Despite our late start, Shizune and Misha are really capable. They're quite different, though the class rep is as calm and professional as she looks, while Misha is a lot more playful and girlish, but not to mention a little more easily distracted. To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I feel guilty about that. The clock tower bell rings, signaling the end of the period. Time for lunch. Without knowing what else to do, I follow Misha, who is beckoning me into the hallway and down the stairs. We descend even below the lobby, where I met Mutoi. Anyways, down to the bottom floor. Just like everything in this school, the cafeteria seems too spacious and oddly modern in contrast to the classic exterior. Its big windows open to the courtyard towards the main gate.
It's the cafeteria.
Her enthusiastic statement of the obvious makes people around us stare, but Misha doesn't seem to care, so we proceed to the line. There is a rather long list of menu options, which seems great until I realize that many of them are to accommodate students who need special diets. How nice. It almost feels like I'm back at the hospital, eating portions measured with scientific precision to meet the needs of the patients. I pick something at random and follow Shizune to the table, sitting opposite of her. As I nibble indifferently at the food I'd rather not eat, Misha pokes me in the side to get my attention and points to Shizune. I don't understand sign, so the point escapes me. Maybe looking at a person who talks to you is proper and polite.
Do you want to know something?
What?
About anything. We're your guides, so you should ask if there is something.
I wonder. Ask about the library? I think I got everything I need to know. That's kind of mean. You know, when you talk to somebody that has a disability, you don't want to, like, you don't really want to point it out to them, make them feel bad, unless, like, they're completely open to you about it. So maybe not that one. Let's just ask about the library, because apparently Hisao likes to read. Oh, yeah. Is there a library in the school? Lately I've gotten into reading a lot, so I'd like to check it out. Misha gives the kind of frown that makes it clear she doesn't consider reading a healthy hobby, but then picks up her smile again.
There is. It's in the second floor. We can show it to you sometime.
Thanks. I return to my food while the girls talk between themselves. Misha and Shizune sign back and forth very animatedly, throwing sideways glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. Maybe they are talking about secret girl stuff or something. I quickly notice a conversation in sign is not enough to fill a silence. We arrive in the classroom early, but we're not the first. That dark-haired girl I noticed before is slumped over her desk at the last row. Well, she jumps a little when Misha crashes into the room with the elegance of a rhino. She shrinks deeper into her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here, as if she were slowly turning into stone just from our presence. Misha and Shizune either don't notice or don't mind it, as they walk directly past her to their seats and begin to converse. I'm left wondering about her, even when the classroom slowly fills with other students and finally the teacher. Getting into the rhythm of school feels strange. It's as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body doesn't. Towards the end of the class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. Maybe it's the long time spent in the hospital that made me like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. Before long, the final bell rings. School is finally over for the day. Wait, does that mean they only have 2 periods? Besides me, Misha and Shizun are having a short conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me.
Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around today. Ishan, we've got to hurry already, since there's a lot of work for us to do. You'll find your way around here, I'm sure of it.
Ah, wait! The teacher said I'd had to see the nurse? Where do I have to go?
Is that so? We can at least show you that much. Come on, the nurses have their own building, so we have to go outside.
We join the flow of students making their way down the stairwell and outside, with the girls pointing out other senior classrooms in the same hallway as ours. When we get outside, the girls make their way to the smaller building right next to the school. It's built in the same style, so it looks like it's actually a part of the main building.
This is the auxiliary building here. There's a lot of official and important stuff inside, like the Yamaku Foundation office and all the nurses' offices. They even have a swimming pool.
How is that official?
Don't be silly, Hishan. It's for physical therapy, of course. Anyway, all the nursing staff facilities are in there too. The head nurse's office is on the first floor. You'll be fine from here, right? We'll be going then. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks. Bye. A whole building for stuff that has nothing to do with the actual education. I guess it's necessary for a place like this. I walk in hoping that this really will be only a quick visit, like the teacher said. On a white door on the left is a green cross with the text head nurse, and a nameplate. A voice from the inside responds to my knock almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. It sounded a bit like an invitation to open the door, so I invited myself further in. The room is not large, and it smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around his office chair to face me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, but the bin under the table overflowing with used medical utensils, and there are at least a dozen coffee cup rings lingering on the desk. Hello there. What can I do for you today? He's a young-looking and sort of rugged, but the dimples in his cheeks wash that impression away when he smiles. Are you the nurse? He smiles like a person who had heard this very same question hundreds of times. Why, yes I am. It says on the door, no? You can call me by my name or just the nurse, like everyone else. Of course, I shake off my confusion, realizing I probably should grab his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly. Right, I'm a new student, and my homeroom teacher told me to come and meet you. My name is Hisao Nakai. His eyes lit up with the revelation, and he snaps his finger. Oh, yes! Oh, you're that Nakai. Nakai. I was just reading your file in the morning. Some kind of chronic arrhythmia and related congenital heart muscle deficiency, right? He gestures me to sit down in a vacant armchair in front of his desk. Yes? Good. Well, you've probably been briefed about the school enough, so I'll just go over this quickly. We have all kinds of facilities available, mostly physical therapy as such. There's always someone from my stuff around, even at night, so never hesitate to call us if there is a problem. The famous 24-hour nursing staff. Wow, this is like a hospital. Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgery here. His jokes feel so out of place that I'm left thinking why he even said it. Yeah, just that it's really weird to have so many medical people at a school. You'll get used to it. I'm not sure of that myself, but I don't let the nurse know it. Now, let me just find your file again. While he searches for something from his computer and shovels stacks of paper around, I let my gaze wander around the room. It's the epitome of generic, I'd like to say. Bay walls and ceiling, dark gray laminate flooring, and all the equipment you'd expect from a school's nurse's office. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging on all four walls, reminding me to eat properly 3 times a day and from all the food groups. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similarly thick files and opens it. So, you already have medications for that word? Just remember to take your pills every morning and evening, or it won't be much help. Apart from that, do you do any sports? Rush stuff like, I don't know, boxing? He grins to his own jokes, but I don't. Well, I play soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm afraid I'm going to have to recommend you refrain from doing that, at least for the time being. Oh. My lack of reaction makes him raise an eyebrow, but really, I'm not too bothered by him forbidding me to kick a ball around. I guess I never did it out of burning passion for the sport, just to have something to do. Any kind of concussions might be very dangerous to your heart, and risking other attack is not a good idea. Was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion to the chest area? There is no mention of the cause in your papers. Not exactly. I sidestep the question acceptably, and he glances at me over his paper with a more serious expression on his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy, so some exercise would do you good. We have physical therapy and such available, as I said, but I don't think you really need such heavy measures. Just get some light exercise regularly. Brisk walks or even light jogging, jumping rope, that sort of thing. Swimming, maybe. There's a pool here. So I was told. You were? Very good. At any rate, and I'm sure you've been told this before, you just need to take care not to overexert yourself. He wags his finger to emphasize the point. No need, really. I've heard this 1,000 times already. Absolutely, no unnecessary risk. Take care of yourself. Okay. He goes around papers one more time and sets them on the desk. Obviously content. Good. That is it. That's it. Then, come meet me if you ever need something. I'm ushered out before I even realize it. A quick visit indeed. I end up standing in front of the main building and the auxiliary building. Although, to my eyes, they still look like one and the same. What? They still look one and the same. It's the first real look I get at the other students, so I watch people coming out of the school, going towards the gate going towards the gate or the dorms. Everyone seems to know where they are going. And I still keep thinking that most of them don't look too special for being students at a special school. Then again, neither do I. Does that make me one of them? One of us? I should go somewhere too, to prevent me from getting lost. It's around dinner time, but I feel tired instead of hungry. The weariness is in me only grows as I trudge toward the dorm, set a little way apart from the main building complex. There's a garden of sorts between the school and the dorms. Shrubbery, flowers, and that overbearing smell of fresh cut grass that fills the atmosphere. It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel because I haven't been outside at all for so long. The dorm building is big and made of red brick, like the others. It feels way too pompous for what it is, so I push forward, going inside. It takes more time than necessary to fish out the key I was given from my pocket. Room 119. Despite the ornate exterior, the inside of the dorm is fairly new, functional, and boring. Just like in the main building, the halls and doors are wide to accommodate wheelchairs. The same goes for the elevators at the end of the hallways. I poke my head around the corner of the common room door. Inside, a few students are watching the television. One nods and gives a quick hello before turning back to the TV. Seems that only the girls around here are sociable. I suppose that's perfectly fine with me. I climb the stairs to the upper floor. Here, small quarters branch off from the main hallway. Each of these minor halls seem to have a toilet and shower as well as 4 rooms. About halfway down the hall, I spy room 119. The name plates on the room adjacent to mine are blank. I guess there are just 2 of us here. Light shines from below the door of room 117, so I knock lightly. Hello, is anyone home? From inside I hear a few movements, then the clicking of way more locks than I thought these doors had. After a moment, the door squeaks open. A bespectacled boy is standing in the doorway. He's looking at me very intently through his extremely thick eyeglasses. Who is it? Blind? No. At least not completely. Why would he have eyeglasses if he was? He leans closer to me until our noses are almost touching. His breath stinks of garlic. Hisao Nakai? I'm moving into the next room. I thought I should introduce my. His face suddenly brightens in realization, and he stands back upright, thrusting his hand out in a smiling greeting, almost straight to my diaphragm. Oh, sup, dude? The name's Genji. Kenji, sorry, not Genji. Ah, hi. I take Kenji's sweaty hand and shake it, still a little rattled by the sudden change of attitude and vehement welcome. There were some suspicious looking people going in and out of your room earlier. It was probably my parents. Your parents? You sure? Because they could been some other people too. You can't judge a book by its cover. His out-of-place proverb is left hanging between us awkwardly as I try to think of some way to respond. I'd say the chances are high enough. He shudders and makes some exaggerated hand gestures. You're a brave man, Hisao. Me? I don't think I could trust the chances. The only one I trust is myself. Does that mean I shouldn't get to know you either? He thinks about this for a while. A wise decision. Damn. You're smarter than you look. Probably. What do you like? What do you look like? I hope not smart. He squints his eyes, leans closer again by leaning backwards to dodge it. Never mind. It doesn't matter. With that, he fumbles around for a moment in search of the door handle and shuts the door behind him. I slide the key into the lock of the door marked 119. Bleak beige walls, white linen, a desk made of some type of light wood, ugly curtains. It's no one's room. Impersonal, like my hospital room was. My bags are sitting at the front of my bed, looking at a lot emptier than they did this morning. The closet sitting open, stocked with my clothes. Also, it seems that there are a number of school uniforms hanging there as well. A note is pinned to the sleeve of one of the shirts. Hi, Hichan. We've unpacked your things. things and made your bed. They said that if these don't fit, then you should go to the office tomorrow. If you have any problems, you can always call us. Love, Mom and Dad. Well, at least I don't have to worry about unpacking. I kind of hoped I would have. Then there would be something to do. It's still too early. I put the note down on the desktop and lie down on the bed feeling drained. Lying there makes me want to read something, but I have nothing with me. I wonder if the hospital conditioned me for wanting to read whenever I have nothing to do. The restless urge just keeps growing until I have to stand up. Maybe it's a stress or something. I was pretty nervous about it before coming and for the entire day today too. I still am, I think. Damn, I have to distract myself somehow, so I won't be this unnatural all the time. Tomorrow, I'll go borrow some books from the library. Yeah, I'll do that. But for now, the bottle of medications neatly arranged at my night table catch my eyes. I pick up one and shake it just to hear the content rattle inside, and then read the glued-on pharmacy label. Hisao Nakai. 2 tablets daily to stay alive. Doesn't really say that, but it could just as well. It's kinda twisted, having your life depend on chemical like this. I resent it a little, but what choice do I have? With a sigh, I begin my new daily ritual of taking the right number of pills from each bottle, being careful to check the correct dosage. I lie down again, feeling hollow and uncertain, and after that, I keep staring at the blank, unfamiliar ceiling for a long time. It doesn't start looking any more familiar, not even after darkness falls and long shadows draw across my rooms like fingers. The sheets feel slightly more comfortable, warm and nest-like against a chill that passes for room temperature here. Soon, the lighter shade of darkness that is the ceiling looks like every ceiling does at night, and it becomes the only thing I recognize anymore. The night beckons me to sleep, and I feel the coldness of unfamiliarity and fear creeping up my spine once again. I keep drifting further away from the world I knew. God damn it, sorry for the dogs. Well, guys, that is all I have for you guys today. That was episode 2. And just a little summary. I'm going to do these summaries at the end of each one. So, to recap everything, I arrived at the new school at the front gate. I met frick, what was her name? Misha or Musha, something like that. And I forgot the other girl's name. It's like Mish. Wait, I can remember their names. Give me a sec. It was like we met Shizun, Misha, and they seem really friendly. They helped us. They're gonna be helping us tomorrow too, I guess, the next day to figure out where we are, get used to the place. We also met Kenji. He's also kind of a weird guy. The nurse is pretty chill, and we also met the teacher, Mutao. I don't really know his name, but yeah, that's all we've met so far. We've seen the girl that has that hair over her right eye, but we don't know who she is yet. But yeah, that's all we know so far. So let's just go ahead and save this game. Overwrite? Yes, overwrite. Progress 6, please save. Hey guys, that was a good episode too. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. And one more thing, guys. I want to thank you guys so much. We made it to 24 subscribers so far. And I'm just mind blown that we were actually able to do this. Hey guys, peace out everybody. That's all I have for you guys today. Have a wonderful day.